my bed. Ain't gotta be, hey, gotta be chill like a Sunday. Never wanna look too thirsty. Put your drink, got me feeling where you at. Make you feel love, then it gotta be, hey, gotta be chill like a Sunday. Then it gotta be.
Hey Rose family, it's your girl Serenity Rose, and we're back with another video. And as you guys can tell by the title, we are just playing around with some makeup, doing something like super glam and smoky, I guess. I don't know what I'm gonna call it yet, but this is the look that I came up with. I did use a few new products, like some new E.l.f products, a new highlighter, a new blush, a little bit of here and there, if you know what I mean. But yeah, this is how the look came out. I'm super impressed, and if you want to see what I used to create this look, then just keep on watching. I have a little basket here, a couple of new products, some new primers, maybe a highlighter, a new sponge, setting powder, I don't know, blush shade, I don't know, formula. So we're just gonna play around with some makeup, get beat for the day. It looks super crappy outside, so I feel like my mood is like based off of the weather. So at the moment, okay, so we're gonna start off with brows. So to outline the brows, I'm gonna use the Maybelline Brow Ultra Slim Pencil in the shade dark, or in the shade black brown, and then I'm gonna fill them in using my Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade in Ebony. So to clean up my brows, I'm going to use the E.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer in the shade Medium Beige. For eyeshadow primer, I'm taking the E.l.f. Cosmetics Pero Primero Primer. Only a little bit because I did use the concealer from my eyebrow on my lid, so I'm just going to dab a little bit of this on. And then for eyeshadow, I'm taking the Jaclyn Hill palette. This is the first one, and you know, I'm just going to point and blend as per usual. So I'm going to do mascara, liner, and lashes off camera. I'm not going to say what I'm using because I've been using the same products in the past few videos. So if you want to know what I'm using, go check those videos out, or I will leave it linked in the description box. Okay, so I just lined my upper lash, like underneath my real lashes, and that is difficult. I'm trying to get more into that, but I'm like super scared that I'm gonna poke my eye. So let's move on to moisturizer. So for moisturizer, I'm gonna be using the Fourth Ray Beauty Good Mood Gel Moisturizer. This is basically from ColourPop, and this stuff feels super light and airy. And then for primer, I do have a new primer. This is the E.l.f. Mint Melt Cooling Face Primer. Everyone says this is like a dupe for the Hydro Grip Milk Primer. So we're gonna try this. Okay, so the moisturizer has sunk into the skin quite nicely, and of course I drug down my concealer a bit. That's okay. That's gonna all go away when we do foundation. So time for primer. So that's what it looks like. It's super runny. Ooh, it smells minty. I like that. Okay, you definitely want to work fast with this primer because it's already sticking. Like, it is super tacky. So the primer is dry and it is super tacky, so I'm hoping that my foundation will stick to it quite nicely. So for foundation, I'm going to use the E.l.f. Flawless Finish Foundation, and I have mine in the shade Cashew. I'm going to give it a good shake because it's been a while since I used this bad boy. And I'm going to be using the Equate Beauty sponge to apply it. Do you see the dew? I'm not sure if it's the moisturizer or the primer, but your girl is looking quite dewy, and I like it. Now this sponge, on the other hand, this came in a 2-pack, and the other sponge wasn't as bad as this one, but this one is leaving like it's splotchy, like it's picking up the product more than anything, and you can even tell from the actual sponge that there is a lot of product in it. So you have to tap really lightly with this, or you will see like the marks of where you're pressing your sponge in to. I'm liking the way everything is looking so far. So for concealer, I'm going to be mixing 2 concealers. I'm going to use the E.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer, and I'm going to mix it in with some of the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Fix Medium Yellow Ultimate Coverage Concealer with Salicylic Acid. That is such a mouthful. Holy crap. But this stuff is full coverage and it's super thick. So to blend that out, I did purchase this concealer brush and sponge duo. So I'm gonna go wet this sponge, and if that doesn't work, we'll try the brush. Okay, so I wet the sponge and it's kind of a little bigger, but it is really nice and squishy. So let's see how it blends out the concealer. I really like this sponge for concealer. It gets right into that inner corner perfectly. It's not like soaking up the product. Well, I mean, it's a sponge, so there is some product getting soaked up, but not all of it like some sponges tend to do. Oh, I really like this. And as for the brush, I'm gonna actually incorporate the brush in giveaway, so I won't be using that anytime soon. I might pick up another duo just because I like that sponge, or if they have the sponge by itself, which I think that they do, I'll just get the sponge. But I really like the way it blended out my concealer. I'm just gonna take my other sponge and go over the edges so nothing looks too harsh. Okay, for setting powder, for anywhere I put concealer, I'm going to be using the Becca Hydra Mist Set and Refresh powder. It's that one that feels super cooling on the face. And then for all over the face, I'm going to take my E.l.f. Studio Perfect Finishing Pressed Powder in the shade Honey, which I'm almost done with this. I probably should have incorporated this in my project pan, but we'll see. I'm just going to dip my brush in there. I'm taking this net thing out because I just don't like it. I'd rather just be able to dip straight into the powder. When I'm using a sponge, the net is nice, but I normally use a brush, or you know, the majority of the time I'm using a brush for this step, so I'd rather just be able to dip right into the product. The net doesn't let me pick up as much powder as I want on my brush, so. Okay, so before we move on to the rest of the face, I want to finish off the eyes. So, point and blend situation with the eyeshadow, and then for the waterline, I'm taking my Grwm Scandalize eyeliner in black and my I Heart Revolution mascara. This is the Tasty Peach one. So I also went ahead and set my brows down using the I Heart Revolution Tasty Avocado Brow Gel in dark brown. So now we're gonna move on to powder products for the base. Okay, so for bronzer, I have the I Heart Revolution Coffee Bronzer and Latte. This bronzer is so pretty. I love the color, I love the warmth, I love everything about it, the way it blends out. Then for blush, I have the Juvia's Place blush in the shade Seraphine, which is a really pretty pinky blush. And then for highlighter, I have this LA Colors highlighter in the shade Shine Bright. They just got this at my Dollar Tree, and Juicy Jazz raves about this highlighter anytime she does like drugstore makeup tutorials, so we'll be using this highlighter. Okay, so the last 3 new products that I have are pretty much the last steps that I have. So it's lips and setting spray. So for lips, I have the Morphe Lip Liner in Sweet Tea. I have not tried their formula yet. And then I have the new Maybelline Ultimate Color Sensational Matte Lipstick. And this is in the shade More Truffle. Very fall type of look or color. And then for setting spray, I have this E.l.f. Stay All Night Micro Fine Setting Mist, up to 16-hour wear. It looks like it's supposed to be a dupe for the Urban Decay All Nighter, but the packaging is super cute. So we're going to do all of that next and then come back with a slow-mo outro and be done. It's a really pretty brown shade. So now that the slow-mo is done and the look is complete, I would say I'm super impressed with how the look came out. I did go off camera before I did the slow-mo. I did add some lip gloss to the lips. This is the ColourPop So Juicy Plumping Lip Gloss in the shade Princess Cut. And then I did add a little bit more bronzer and blush. I did use a different bronzer. I used the Makeup Revolution Bronzer Reloaded in the shade Long Weekend, and then I used the same blush I used before. And yeah, I am obsessed with how this freaking look came out. So let me just give you guys my thoughts on the new products that I tried, and then we'll close this video out. The E.l.f. Mint Melt Cooling Face Primer. I actually really like this. I love how tacky it gets. I love how dewy it leaves you. Like, I still feel like you can still see some of that like juiciness through the foundation, which I ain't mad at. I ain't mad at. The E.l.f. sponge that came in the little duo with the brush. I really like this sponge. It blended out the concealer perfect, so I will most likely be purchasing a whole bunch more. Both of those products are really good. I also really did enjoy the E.l.f. Stay All Night Micro Fine Setting Mist. The mist on this is super freaking fine. Like Morphe Continuous Setting Mist fine. Okay, that's how you know it's a fine mist, because that mist on the Morphe one is super fine, and this one is definitely comparable to that mister. The scent on this is really like nice. It's light and airy. It doesn't feel too heavy on the face, and I feel like this just made, like, took my look from 80 to 100. So yeah, if you haven't found or tried this setting spray, I highly recommend. I got mine off the E.l.f. website. Highlighter, I think this shade is too light for me, but it's not a highlighter that's super blinding. It kind of just sinks into the skin really nicely, so I think I can make it work. In person, it doesn't really look too light. I don't know. I think I blended my blush into it, so that's kind of helping it, but I will continue to use this and see how it works. I had higher hopes for this highlighter. Juicy Jazz makes it look like it's amazing. Maybe it's something she does different. I don't know. Maybe it's a different brush I'm using or she's using. I'm not sure, but it is an okay highlighter. Nothing too mind-blowing. Then again, I only got it for $1, so I'm not really complaining. Yeah, blush. I have tried this formula before. I believe I have the shade Bella, which is more of a mauve pink. It's super, like, it's much more deeper than this color, but I actually really like this color. On camera it's pulling a little bit more coral, but in person it is like a hot vibrant pink. And again, I've always liked the super blushy type of look, so I ain't mad at it, honey. And I already know that I love this formula. This was just a different shade, which I think I might like this shade a little bit more, especially since spring is coming around. I'm here for the brightness. And then last but not least, the Morphe Lip Liner. It wasn't dry at all. It was more on like the creamy side, very easy to use. I do like this shade. I did want something more darker than this, so I might pick up another one. This is only $4 on Ulta. And then the Maybelline Ultimate Color Sensational Matte Lipstick. I love this color. I thought it was going to be a little bit more deeper, more vampy, but this is like the perfect combination nude for me. This is like my perfect type of nude, like a brown lip liner, a brown lipstick, and then concealer or a lighter liquid lipstick in the center, which is what I did here, and I like it. I love it. So yeah, and this formula is really nice. It just glides on the lips, and yeah, there's a few other shades they have. I might look for something a little bit more on the nude side, so I could just mix these two shades, or mix the two shades. But overall, everything that's new that I tried, I'm super in love with, and my makeup looks great. And yeah, that brings this video to an end. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can stay notified every time I upload. And on that note, I hope you guys are staying safe, staying blessed, having an amazing day or night wherever you are. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye. Ow. I'm trying not to tear.
Can you play that again? Give me some vibee.